testing. This, I could be, there you go. Hello, good evening. What a way to start. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. It may have felt some time, but it hasn't been. It's been a blink of an eye since we last streamed on here. It just feels long. Skyjack saying, oh, wow. Missed you, my man. Hey. Busy boy, busy boy. So we are here with the WRX Challenge Season 6, Round 1. And we have all been very much looking forward to the WRX Challenge coming. So, what is the WRX Challenge? The WRX C is VRC's one-make series using the Subaru Isle of Man time attack car. Drivers will need to tame this wild beast of a car across 10 weeks of racing that will test all of their driving skills to the limit. Challenge is the name of the game, as drivers will be faced off with sprint and endurance racers both on and off the road, all whilst battling the elements. Yes, we're doing all different. We've got snow this season, I believe. So, another different surface. Yeah, they take these Subarus across all terrain. We race on tarmac, we race on wet tarmac, we race on mud and dust and now snow. So this championship really is a test of the pilots. And this first race, round 1, is a sprint race format at Brands of Hatch, Indy. So, yes, there was 10 minutes of qualifying, and they have all placed their places on the grid. Oh, I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be messy because I haven't done it in a while, and I'm really out of practice, and I thought I overthunk it and didn't do it last night because I thought, oh, I'm bad at this now, and I won't be able to do it. And, so I'll be self-doubting all the way through this stream, so join me with my self-doubt, and as we make an absolute arse of ourselves and a mess of the race. But they qualified for 10 minutes, and we'll look at that grid in a second. Then it will be followed by 3 15-minute races, early morning, afternoon, and at sunset. The available tyres are racing soft. The weather is random, so who knows? We've got intermediates and wets on standby if needed. But, you know, the weather has been of most disappointing in GT7. We're not starting with the GT7 grumble, but if there is a random element, you can probably guarantee it won't rain. Right then, Patcha is back, and he says, oh my, wow, so nice to hear you on YouTube again. Oh, I don't know about that, Pat. I tried to have a warm-up by listening to some older streams of the WRX Challenge, and yeah, it's great in my voice. It must be, you must have to listen through gritted teeth or something. But anyway, let's not delay. We've got racing to do. We'll move on to looking at the grid now. That's what we do next. See, I should have written it down. What I should have done, I didn't even write the grid down, so that's going to be hilarious. They were all very close. I think pole position was a few tenths ahead of everyone else. I want to say 4 tenths by the end of quali. But, yeah, the rest of the field, very tight, tighter than a nun's charity bucket. So on pole, we have Homesick Alien in the famous Repsol colours. He runs it pretty much every season. He's won championships here. Can he win another? Let's see. But at the moment, he's starting from the best position at the front. Oh, what a sexy car. Skyjacker also saying, think 1 to 10 was then less than a second. There you go. Oh, see? Very tight grid, very tight grid. Skyjacker donning the monster is back where he belongs, up there on the front row in second place. The creator, the founder, the brainchild of the WRX Challenge. And there he is, sitting just in the wake of the aliens' dust. Then third, we've got the return of the bunny. Return of the bunny. Ha, ha, return of the bunny. So the bunster, the bunny, the bunsman is back in the groove in his fast lane conveyors as liveried Subaru, looking splendid in third spot. What can he do? Who's this in fourth? It's the reigning champ of the WRX Challenge, and he is donning the number one to prove that fact. Paul Cole in the chat saying, morning, buddy. Flashman saying, at the silly sound of thingy on a Sunday morning. The silky sound of, I think silly sound of thingy is probably more correct. Skyjacker, there is a message just for you on the back of my car. I'll go back up to second. Ooh.
Is this race live or a replay?
Yes, I saw that during the race. This is a replay. Get Boosted UK. This is from Tuesday night. Sorry, I should have said it's from Tuesday night. So yeah, Anton Poika. Yeah, this is Tuesday night's racing of last week. It's all been done and dusted. We're catching up on a replay. So there we go. We have the reigning champion, the returning champion. Should I say? He's not reigning yet. I suppose reigning. Yeah, he's going into the season. No points have been scored yet. So, but the returning champion from season 5, Anton Poika, sitting in 4th place. 5th place on the grid, it's the Rich Energy Subaru team of Big Dan, Ensign Ewart, or Sideways Dan, I can't remember, Drifting Dan, there you go. And he's looking hot schnizzle in 5th place. 6th then, we have Rido in a fast lane liveried Subaru. And that's a good spot for our Rido. I reckon he could be looking right up the middle of those 4 cars in front of him and slam it right into that first corner in a very solid position. So Rido then, what did I say, 6th, 5th? 6th. 7th is Guesty. He's bringing the juice, the monster juice. 6th spot then for car 85. That's Guesty looking to stake a claim up. And like Skyjack said, it was a second between 1st to 10th. So the cars could have been in any order. No, I've lost positions now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8th place on the grid. It's Thingamajig in the Milwaukee Subaru, and he'll be just trying to survive, I imagine, clinging on with the whites of his knuckles. So if he was in 8th, was that 8th? I can't remember. Just next is Bazza, because I've lost the numbers and I can't remember them. So Bazza there, just behind Thingamajig and Guesty. A very solid runner, and he'll be looking to make his way through the pack. And then we have Koikarp in the Rapid Fit Subaru. And he'll also be wanting to stake his claim in this race. Then we have Perchon, I believe this is. And he's also in a fast lane conveyors car. They are taking over the grid, people. Watch out for fast lane conveyors. They obviously make the fastest conveyors of all. So 3 liveried cars, they are splashing the cash in the WRX Challenge. Then we have Jokers with a lovely, lovely replica livery of the McLaren team. One wonders if he's got some McLaren funding going into the team. And he is starting just behind Perchon. And then we have the Pat in a V-Carb stake Subaru. Looking very splendid. Pat done a beautiful job in the livery editor. And then we have Mrs. Guesty bringing the punch and looking fantastic. So that is our grid. Shall we get on with the race? It seems like it's been taking a while. So let's get out of this. Keyboard still doesn't work on replays. Not going to turn it into a moan fest. Just saying, GT7, the spectator mode is absolutely pants. So we are going to be juddering, jumping. It's going to be a mess. I'm out of practice. Just lower your expectations. This could be messy. And WRX Challenge isn't it's high octane. It's high speed. I'm having a sip of me hot brew. Give me a sec. It's Sunday morning, for heaven's sakes. Let's just all relax and get in with the race. So we're looking at homesick. versus Skyjacker on the front row. The lights are on, they're out, and it's a go here for the first race of the WRX Challenge, and Homesick Alien claims it, but Bunny's looking up the inside of Skyjacker, but there is nothing there, and Skyjacker threads it through in second with Bunny in third, very closely followed by Anton Boyka, but he can't get anything on the Bunny in Druid. Skyjacker looking, Homesick's wibbly and wobbly, and Skyjacker goes through. I think Bunny and Skyjacker helped the Alien there get a little wobbly, who knows, and Homesick Alien now down into fourth as Skyjacker leads the race against Anton Poika, with Homesick Alien battling with Bunny then on the inside. I think there may have been a slight redress, and Bunny then trying to get back ahead of the Alien. The Bazza jumping up into fifth, Thingy in sixth. It's three wide for Thingy. Lots of stress here with Big Dan and Guesty going through up the inside, but Guesty's outbraked himself slightly, and Thingy gets back through and up into sixth place, with Guesty following Big Dan, Perchon, Koikarp in 10th. Oh my god, Perchon and Koikarp having a little tap and a pat, getting around the outside of Koi there, demoting him down into 11th, with Jokers there in 12th. Mrs. Guesty making a place on Rido we saw qualifying, 5th? He's dropped. He must have had a little excursion. Skyjacker still leads from Katola, with Homesick Alien now in third, way ahead of Bunny, with Bazza in 5th. They seem to be holding station at the moment. Thingamajig is in 6th, being hounded by Guesty in 7th, and Big Dan is giving Guesty that treatment also, with Perchon in 9th. Koikarp sliding it through paddock on 10th and losing the spot again to Pat, so they must have retaken that position. Up ahead though, surely something's happening. Katola's going faster and faster. He's getting closer and closer to Skyjacker. The pressure cooker is now turned up to max, with Homesick Alien viewing from his comfortable third spot, waiting for these two to take themselves way out of the race and slice it and dice it up the inside, but not quite, because the reigning champion is holding ground, and now Homesick has found himself in a little boxed position, but he makes the move on the Finnish driver, and now he chases down the bright green monster of Skyjacker. Homesick Alien, no, it's not quite done. Katola's looking up the inside. Katola's going for the move up and into Druids, and does he make it stick? He does. He's back into second, with Homesick in third, Bunny watching it all. We have Bazza in a comfortable 5th there. No, Thingy's not actually fighting him, but Thingy's got a train behind him. Oh my word. Guesty, Big Dan and Perchon all coming to ride on Thingamajig's coattails. Can he hold him off? And Thingamajig making a bit of a mess of it in the last final corner, and Guesty is not quite ready to leap, but he knows it's only a matter of time with that driving standard ahead of him. I feel like he's going to do it here. I'm hanging around because it looks like that was shaky coming out of the last corner. But no, Thingamajig seems to cling on. No, that's it. And Guesty goes for it. Oh no, he does not. He does now into Druids, and Guesty gets in that position away from the Milwaukee car, and Big Dan has now seen how it's done. He will be coming back. Katola's taken the lead, I'm afraid, and I've been watching this silly race, and as Guesty must have made a mistake. Thingamajig's back ahead. See, we've got cracking racing all over, but Katola has now taken the lead from Skyjacker, and Skyjacker is under close investigation from the Alien, from their lap 1 coming together there, and Bazza is staying with the leaders. That is some pace that the Bazza is showing in the Subaru. Beautiful stuff. Thingamajig sliding around paddock in 5th place, with Guesty in 6th, being harassed and harangued by Big Dan. Big Dan looking around the outside, but Guesty has it covered into Druids, and Perchon is looking for a little... Big Dan off the road, and that gives Perchon the move. Not quite, he's on the outside, but Perchon should have a little bit more grip than Big Dan, as Big Dan's tyres will be mucky, because he's a dirty boy. You're a dirty boy, Big Dan. You got your tyres mucky. And Perchon there then up into his rear derriere with his 8th place. He's going for the move. No, yes, no, who knows? He's there, he's looking. They've got DRS on these cars. They'll be dropping those wings like a slapper's knickers as soon as they hit the straights. And Koikarp there building back his race. We saw him dropping down to 11th. He's in 9th place now comfortably, and he's catching up with this battle. I'm sure there's battles ahead as well. Homesick has taken Skyjacker, so there is movement up the front, but there is racing all across the field and all across the board, and we must cover it all. Mrs. Guesty, beautiful stuff, is in 10th, and look, she's got a beautiful battle with Bunny. Bunny disappeared. Oh yeah, Bunny was up in the top lot, wasn't he? So we lost Bunny somewhere along the way. He went the way of Rido, and now he's down with Rido and Mrs. Guesty, and Mrs. Guesty is giving them a what for. Look at her. She's bringing the punch, ladies and gents. And Pat now getting a move done on the Bunster, and he is up and into 11th place, and we are having our own personal battle royale down here at the end of the field. Katola leads from Bazza. My gosh, Homesick, where has Skyjacker gone? I know we've not been doing replays, but that seems to be a big one for some reason. So he was behind. Oh, we've gone back a long way. He was behind the Alien, wasn't he? No, he was ahead of the Alien, I thought. Oh, gosh. Here we go. He's ahead of the Alien. We've gone back nearly a lap. We've added all that time on, so try not to get too confused. You might see things you've already seen. So Homesick, yeah, it was just a straightforward pass. It wasn't really worth going all the way back for, was it, really? But Homesick gets that move done in the final corner. I mean, Homesick probably thinks it was worth going back for. It was a lovely move. And then he defends into paddock. Beautiful stuff from Skyjacker, and that is the Alien story on how he got second place back. And Skyjacker then giving Homesick Alien a lot to think about. Bazza maintaining the pace here with the front runners. We're on lap 7 at this point. It's a 15-minute race. We're only 5 minutes in. There's been that much action and that much going on. And Guesty's just got himself past Thingamajig finally. Thingamajig is... I tell you, they've dropped down, haven't they, these two? And Thingamajig now just staring at the back of Guesty. Guesty's been trying for a while now to get past that red and black car. Finally does it. Can he stretch his legs and pull away from the menace that is car 76, the Red Menace? And he does. Oh, and there it is, missed it anyway. Bloody hell. So there's Skyjacker, he's in third. It looks like it's just your average paddock. Oh, and he scoops into the backside. He looks like the braking was gone long time before. Bazza gets a little clip on the Alien, and here comes Guesty and Thingamajig ahead of Skyjacker. So yes, a little coming together there from the Alien and Skyjacker. Skyjacker looking like his braking was way out, and then just was a passenger all the way into the side of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien, he wants to maybe... It's because it looks like a Target. It's got Target colours. Oh, Guesty going for the off-road manoeuvre, but Homesick Alien through, and oh, Thingamajig, cheeky little move from Thingamajig there, I think. Guesty looked like he was redressing, thinking he took the spot off the track, and Thingamajig was not messing about, and he slipped one up the inside of the Guesty, which I think the Guesty is just about to redo. No, he doesn't. He gets back out of that one, and Big Dan there is back in the game with that battle there with those 4. Skyjacker in 7th. And he won't be in 7th for long. He's got the pace to get past these lads. And Koikarp is continuously making his way up through the grid. There, we saw him in 11th. Now he's up and into 8th. He's ticking those places off one by one. Perchon in 9th spot with Mrs. Guesty in 10th, but now feeling a little pressure from Bunny and Rido. We've lost Pat. There we go. There's Pat. So Bunny then adding the pressure, and Bazza up and into 2nd place. I repeat, Bazza 2nd place behind the reigning and returning champion. And Mrs. Guesty getting 2 wheels on the dust, and that gives Bunny the opportunity to move himself back up into 10th in a season where I think every point might count. And Rido also getting the move done on Mrs. Guesty in the, well, not quite to take all the way to Druids, because Mrs. Guesty was still punching, and Pat then struggling in this car. We are lap 10. We're 7.5 minutes. We're just over, no, we're halfway through this race. Katola there got a lovely, healthy lead, and he's making a lovely line through Paddock Hill Bend there. Bazza chasing him down, 45.0 for Katola. Tyre wear seems fine. Bazza 45.1.
Love to take part in the
And his tyres are looking pretty sprucey. Homesick Alien chasing them down in third spot. Everything's looking fine. Thingamajig somehow, some way in fourth place. 46.0 for him though last time around. Slow lap, and Skyjacker will punish him. He's already got past himself. Big Dan, Koi Carp. Where's Guesty gone? Wasn't there a Guesty? Is he gone? Or is he way up? Oh, Guesty seems to have disappeared. I think he broke his wheel. I'm not sure. So Thingamajig then fourth, Skyjacker fifth, and Big Dan in sixth. Koi Carp joining them in seventh. And Thingamajig under a lot of pressure there. He's off, and this is Skyjacker making the move up the inside into Druids, and Dan trying to slip one there as well. Thingamajig coming back. Oh, not a place you want to put your car there. And Thingamajig paying the price as Skyjacker now has a Big Dan to deal with, and Koi Carp gets through and up and into sixth. What a race for Koi Carp. As Thingamajig still, tyre wear is starting to be an issue for Thingamajig. My gosh, how are you driving that car, bro? You're destroying your front left tyre. Perch on, perfect tyre wear. What's going on? And Bunny, Thingamajig's the only one seeming to suffer with that tyre wear. Wows. That's awful. So, Koi Carp in sixth. Thingamajig down to seventh now. He was fourth not that long ago. Perchon in eighth, and he's chasing down Thingamajig now as well, and Thingamajig doesn't look like he can get any pace out of the Subaru. He's shot his tyres, and now Perchon is closing in, and it's only a matter of time. Bunny on the comeback. Luckily he's a little bit further back from them guys, and we're into coming up to 10 minutes, only 5 more minutes left of the race. And Bunny, though, could still catch Thingamajig with Thingamajig's tyre woes. Rido in 10th spot. Mrs. Guesty is 11th. And Pat in 12th. Then Katola then leads this race. You can't see... Oh, there you go. There's someone just about in the distance. That's the Alien. And it's going to be a tough championship for the Alien this season against the Finnish driver. Bazza, though, solid drive from Bazza. Oh, Homesick losing the back end slightly. And Bazza having a solid think about maybe second place in this race. You never know. Big Dan in fourth place. A great drive from the Rich Energy Subaru team. And it's a spot on. And here we go then. Get Boosted saying, is this race? Oh, I saw that. Harvey saying, hey Thingy, glad to see you back. Oh, bless you. Skyjack saying, locked my rears and couldn't avoid Homesick. There you go. And Get Boosted saying, would love to take part in the next one. You wouldn't. It's a Red Bull Ring in the rain. So no one wants that race. No one asked for that race, but we get that race. They never learn. They never learn. They keep putting Red Bull Ring in, and no one knows why. It's a mystery how that track ever gets chosen for anything. The only reason it's in the F1 calendar because it's the Red Bull Ring. So that's Pat getting out of Katola's way in his own special way, and Homesick Alien will be the next to come across him. Bazza in third, Big Dan in fourth, Koi Carp now in fifth. He's got past Skyjacker, and this is the inevitable happening. All Thingamajig though holding off Perchon, but Thingamajig's tyres absolutely shot to pieces, and he's got no rubber left on them at all. So Perchon just trying to find the moment to get past our Thingamajig, with Bunny catching, so Bunny still could get that spot away from Thingamajig. Oh my, Skyjacker's at front left. He's hounding his one. Oh, Koi was a little bit wayward then, but he's got whatever that triangle is. He's just permanently on red, so it's obviously helping him a lot, keeping that car on the track. What is the triangle? Is that ABS brakes? No. Is it? I know the car with the wobbly wheels is traction, but I don't know what the triangle is. Have I got it? No. So, Thingamajig then, he's still ahead of Perchon. You've got to give him something. He's doing very slow lap times, 46.1s, nearly a second off. Perchon's 47 last time, and now Perchon's got his hands full with Bunny, but Bunny easily through. And I don't look at Thingamajig's tyres. They're shot. He's done. Can't even watch. So Anton Poika leading this race handsomely, 44.8 last time around. Homesick Alien with a 44.6, a little bit faster than the Finnish driver, but just too far away to make an impact. The Bazza looking strong for a podium, strong. Big Dan some way behind him now, but Big Dan's safe in his fourth place. Koikarp now more looking in his mirrors. His tyres are starting to get a little shady as well as Skyjacker starts closing in. And there is Thingamajig with another train. Thingamajig is the train boy today. He's been driving the train all race long, always someone behind him, and Bunny and Perchon at the moment having themselves a little battle, but no, Bunny's going for the move now on Thingamajig around the outside. It's a brave move on someone with no tyres whatsoever, and Thingamajig somehow, but that's it. Bunny says, I've done with this. We're going up the inside of Druids, not quite, but he's making it difficult for Thingamajig to get into the apex, and now Thingamajig just trying to survive with no tyre whatsoever, and Bunny then slings it up the inside, coming out of Graham Hill, and it's still not done yet. The job is yet to be done, and Thingamajig has got no tyre at the front. We're at 14 and a half minutes. It's going to be the checkered flag anytime soon, and there you go. Bunny does finally find a way past the Milwaukee to start another lap. Mrs. Guesty is coming up now. She's going to get across the line easily. Maybe Pat possibly won't. Katola then comes around. This is it, the checkered flag, and he takes his first win of the season, the reigning champion, the returning champion, and Homesick Alien is in second spot. The Baz, take a boo, my son, in third place. Big Dan comes home in fourth. Great points, great finish with Koikarp in fifth. Remember, he's in 11th, and there's Skyjacker in 6th, Bunny in 7th. Looks like Perchon did get Thingamajig in the end to grab himself 8th. Thingamajig brings it home in 9th. Rido in 10th, with Mrs. Guesty finishing 11th in the Punch Bowl. Wowzers. And Pat, where the hell? That's Coy. There's Pat. Pat bringing it home in 12th spot, and it looks like we lost Jokus and Guesty along the way. Digital Blasphemy says, the man, the legend, the thingy. Great to hear your dulcet tone again. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Digi. And Skyjack saying, active stability control. What the bloody hell is active stability? Is that triangle? That's crazy. It's just, is it? I don't know. I'll have to Google that. I don't know what that is. The hot brew is gone. And Cthulhu then won. Homesick in second. Bazza, take a boo, my son, in third. Beautiful stuff. Big Dan fourth. Koikarp fifth. Skyjacker in sixth. Bunny in seventh. Perchon in 8th, Thingamajig in 9th, Rido in 10th, Mrs. Guesty in 11th. Tyre wear on Mrs. Guesty. Oh, God, Thingamajig's going to have to learn to drive better. And Pat in 12th. God, yeah, none of them had tyre wear like I think he did. That's crazy. It helps keep the car pointing the right way. Ah, right. Nice. Right then, so this is the transitions are going to be rough. So spare with me. So we've done race 1. Now race 2 will be a reverse grid of race 1. Where's it going to dump me? Hey, that's not terrible. If we go there, they should be at the top. We go to race 2. We tell you guys.
Mine were also dead, but it's not just you, thumbs up.
We tell you guys the don't look in the top right corner because it tells you the results before you start the race. That's so odd. So don't look. I've pressed it. Did you have a look? You did, didn't you? You did. Let me pause this because I wasn't good at it when I was doing it 4 times a week, so I haven't done it for nearly 3 months. There we go. So there's no way I'm going to be doing it like speedily. It's nice that GT in one of the updates gave us a replay loop in spectator mode. We really needed that. Kaz. Really needed that. I tell you what we could do with, though, the keyboard actually bloody working with the replays, two camera options where one's a little bit closer to the car and action, so we're not watching it from afar, and the button that brings their name up. That would be so nice. But, hey, I'm not a developer or a games designer. How do I know these things? I just use the damn thing. So then, yeah, the reverse grid is Pat is on pole, Mrs. Guesty in second, Rido is third, and Rido's got pace, remember? So Rido, one to watch in this race. I reckon Rido could make an impact. Thingamajig in fourth with Perch on fifth, Bunny in sixth, Skyjacker in seventh, Koikarp starting in eighth, Big Dan in ninth, Bazza in 10th, Homesick in 11th, Katola starting 12th, and Guesty returning with his repaired wheel to start at the back of the grid. The lights are already half on. We'll rectify that. Rectum. We'll rectify that and put it back. Hey. So there is chat, but we'll get the race underway. There goes Pat. Someone just stopped. Oh no, is that Rido? After I said he's got a good opportunity here. So Pat takes the lead with Mrs. Guesty having a look. And Perchon's had an absolute blinding start. Up and into third spot with Bunny now in a third. And Perchon in second, Mrs. Guesty dropping off, and Pat still leading the way with Perchon and Bunny, but oh, Perchon with a wiggle, and Thingamajig only just missing out there of the action. In fact, we might have to look from Thingamajig's car. That must have been an absolute fit. No, let's not. So Thingamajig up into second, Bunny and Perchon having to come in together. Koikarp now in fourth, Perchon down and into fifth, Mrs. Guesty in sixth. We've got Bazza in seventh, Katola in eighth, with Rido in ninth, Homesick Alien 10th, Guesty in 11th, Skyjacker 12th, and Big Dan way out in 13th. What happened to Big Dan? My word. So Pat leads from Thingamajig, and Bunny is right there in the thick of the action. But Koikarp looking to get a move done up the inside, and Perchon is having a look at the Koikarp. It's shaky. There we go. Look at that beautiful stuff. Oh, and the other thing I'd like on keyboard is just jump to a actual camera and not go through all the cameras. So Thingamajig versus Pat, the showdown we all wanted to see. And Pat there, solid driver, defensive, and one hard sucker to get by. Thingamajig has got to try and find a way. And Pat sliding into paddock. Thingamajig trying to go up the inside, but it's not quite on. Can he make it into Druids? Up the inside, he's trying. There's a little tap, but racing respect given there. But Pat does back out of it, I'm afraid. And I hope that wasn't Thingamajig being too aggressive, but he's through and he's out, and he needs to get some space. He knows Bunny is a contender, and Bunny locked up behind. Oh no, Thingamajig didn't make it past Pat. Oh, maybe I gave it him back. Maybe he gave it him back. After the aggressive move. Who knows? So Pat still leading the race with Thingamajig in second, Bunny in third, and a little gap to Bazza. Perchon losing out to Bazza, and there's more racing down here with Rido, Koikarp, and Homesick Alien. Guesty as well in the mix there. Koikarp's gone very wide in Paddock Hill, and that's put Skyjacker and Guesty up. And Big Dan making his way through. Katola right down. Katola, he's done the fastest lap, but his second lap was pretty shady with Koikarp in 12th and Mrs. Guesty in 13th. Thingamajig's leading. Thingamajig is now leading with Pat in second, but remember, Thingamajig cannot look after his set of tyres to save his life, and by the end of the race his car will splutter to an end. Pat meanwhile defending from Bunny, but Bunny going up the inside along the straight. And now he's going to try and late break it. Pat turns in on Bunny. Bunny onto the curbs. And it's a bit sloppy, but Pat's coming back again. And Bunny's like backing out of that one, saying, I'm not, that we're going to end up off the road as pair. And Pat slides through Graham Hill, and so does Bunny. Bazza then got the pressure with Homesick, and Rido's lost the car on the curbs. Rido's lost the car, and he's taken Guesty with him. Oh my word, Guesty cannot get a break today. And Big Dan, who we saw was miles off of the pack on the first lap, is right in the thick of the action again. And there we see Anton Poika in 9th place, with Koikap in 10th, Rido in 11th with damage, but he's ahead of Skyjacker, who's some way off, and Mrs. Guesty in 13th. So Thingamajig so far still leading unbelievably, with Bunny chasing him down, the Baz and Homesick. But Bazza has his hands full at the moment with Homesick Alien, who is now trying to find a way by the Belgian Bullet. Can he do it? That's why we're here, to see. Beautiful drive from Homesick Alien then, finding his braking spot into Paddock Hill Bend, aiming at the curve, letting the car slide around a bit, letting the car do the work, up to Druids. Onto the brakes, nice and late that one. Goes a little wide, but the move's already done. The move is already done. And now he's looking at Bunny through Graham Hill, just stroking his car, barely braking it feels, and letting the car slide through. And that is a masterclass of a lap around Brands Hatch of Indy. And Homesick Alien then getting the move done on the Baz, up, around, over the hill, and that is a lap worth 45.1. Thought it was going to be faster, thought it was going to be purple. So Homesick Alien chasing down Bunny, who is chasing down Thingy, who is leading this race so far. And I think Thingy very aware of his tyre wear, and he's trying not to chuck the car in. He's doing okay lap times, it seems, next to them, 45.6, 45.3, 45.1. Bunny at 45.0, 45.3, 46.1, Homesick 45.1, 44.9, and he's doing purples now, so very, very scary. So Thingamajig, it's just a matter of how long he can cling on for in the lead of this race. And Bazza in 4th with Guesty back up to 5th. He's had an adventure and a half. He's brought Big Dan with him, and they were racing each other in race 1 before Guesty's wheel gave up. So he'll be looking for that. Perchon having it large with the reigning champion, returning champion, and giving him what for. So Katula then up and into 7 with Perchon in 8th. Pat in 9th. Pat still doing well and solid in this race. Perchon just slung it off the road, and that gives Koikap and Pat the positions, I imagine. So Pat is up and into 8th, Koikap now into 9th, and you can see Rido losing it into that corner. That corner is claiming a lot of lives today. Mrs. Guesty already up and into 12. She's getting the yellow flags. Will she get those positions from Rido and Perchon? Lovely stuff, solid drive from the delectable, lovely Mrs. Guesty. And Skyjacker ready to add the pressure as he claims to get closer and closer to her. In the chat then, Digital Blasphemy says, kinda like traction control but never turned it on, so no idea what it does. Skyjack says, mine were also dead, bud, but it's not just you, that was the tyres. Skyjack saying, the whoosh button is essential, I know. And Digital Blasphemy saying, the Repsol looks the nuts. It certainly does. So Skyjacker then, he got past Miss Guesty when I was reading the chat. It was like Miss Guesty going a bit slow there. So Thingamajig's still leading this race, and this is not an alternative universe, this is just like life. But Bunny's just about to rectify that up the inside of Druids, and he makes his own space, and Homesick Alien tries to follow through, but doesn't quite, and Thingamajig giving Bunny something to think about, possibly, but he just hasn't got the cojones. Hasn't got the cojones to play with the big boys. He's just pretending right now. So, yeah, thingamajig, trying to play big boy, but he just isn't. So Homesick will be past him any time soon, you can hope. But this is not helping Homesick, because Bunny, making that decisive and early move on the mid to backpack runner, has got himself a little clean air, and Homesick has to do something very quick. He's lined him up now. He's up the inside of Druids, and I think Thingamajig going a little wide there, and I think Homesick, making sure he didn't have no effect on that, has backed out of it and given Thingy the spot back again. Very gentlemanly. Don't think there was really much need for it. I don't think there was barely any contact. So Homesick just playing by the rules. They do say if you think there's contact and you've caused something, then redress, and Homesick doing just that. Bazza has got a party. He's got a Guesty, a Katola, a Big Dan, and nearly a Koi Carp. So Bazza there, he does throw the finest parties. He's got the finest chocolate, and he's there in 4th place with a whole host of trouble behind him, with Guesty in 5th, Anton Boyka in 6th, Big Dan in 7th, and Koi Carp not in the distant future. I mean, we can see his tyres were beautiful at the end of race 1. So if these guys are leaning on their tyres in any such way, they're going to get punished. So Thingamajig still ahead of the Alien. That is a huge surprise. I'm kind of lingering around because I would have thought this would have happened already. Bunny's come across Mrs. Guesty, and he's really pulling out a bit of a lead, and Thingamajig is becoming a little bit of a pain in the arse to his brother. So Homesick wanting to get this done early doors, and there you go. Thingamajig goes a little wide, goes very wide through Druids, and that gives Homesick and the bros race very happily with no paint traded, and everyone's happy in the family, and the mother-in-law's birthday party wasn't awkward whatsoever because we didn't crash into each other. Bazza in 4th place now. Yeah, was he in 4th? He was. So Guesty 5th, Big Dan in 6th, and Anton Boyka in 7th. Big Dan retaking back that position from the Boyka. Koi Carp in 8th. He wants to join that party, but there's a bit of distance between himself and these 4 racers, and Bazza leads the pack. Oh, Guesty goes in with one hot shot, takes Bazza out wide, and gives Big Dan and Katola the opportunity to come through. Guesty getting all hot under the collar there, and costing Bazza 2 spots. Poor Baz. Poor Guesty, I'm sure he didn't mean to. Oh, bless him. And Koi Carp catching up. Guesty's just going to keep punishing him. Look, he's drove off. Oh, maybe his wheel's gone again. I don't know. Gosh. Guesty having an absolute torrid WRX Challenge round 1, season 6. So Bazza then, and I imagine he had some choice words in the group when that happened. Bunny's leading this race. The fast lane conveyors. There's yellow flags, but I'm guessing they're for back markers up ahead. Homesick Alien, solid second. Is that 2 seconds in a row? Thingamajig, is he going to get a podium? His tyres, we're 12 minutes. His tyres aren't as bad as they were the first race, but he's got the reigning champion chasing him down. And is he far away? Is he? I'll tell you what, with only 3 minutes of racing, that isn't a huge distance. With Anton Boyka that's doing 44s, and Thingamajig who's doing 45 and a half still. That's not too bad. He was at 46s at this point last time. Big Dan is absolutely owning the Subaru. He's right up the chuff of the reigning champion. Bazza is around as well in 6th. He's probably thinking those 2 spots ahead of me were mine. Koi Carp in 7th. Rido up to 8th. I think we've lost Guesty altogether. Skyjacker in 9th, Perchon in 10th, Pat in 11th, and Mrs. Guesty in 12th. So yeah, again, we've lost Mr. Guesty. As Bunny crosses the line, 13 minutes on the clock, Homesick Alien, and the sun is setting. We're only on race 2, aren't we? I've still got another one to do, I'm sure. Thingamajig there in 3rd spot still, surprisingly. He's only got 2 more minutes to try and keep hold of it. Big Dan is ahead. Big Dan somehow. Oh, well, sorry, we've got to... I don't like to extend these things, but it's got to be something. If Big Dan's chucked it past the reigning champ, then it's got to be worth a view. So it looks like Pat was being lapped, and that's when it was done. I think, I don't know if Anton Poika slowed to wave at Pat or something, and Big Dan just made the move and got himself up and into 4th, losing Anton Poika a position there, the back markers, it seems. Bazza then still fancies those 2 positions ahead of him, and he's still keeping pace with those 2 positions ahead of him. Koikap in 7th, and he's he looks like he's out by the first lap of the races, but he always seems to keep coming back. Does the koi, and again, oh, is that someone getting out of the way? Pat, again. That is the problem with the shorter racetrack. As soon as you get lapped, everyone's lapping you, and you just spend a whole lap just getting out of everyone's way, and it's so annoying. Rido in 8th place with Perchon in 9th. Skyjacker in 10th. Ooh, rough lap for Skyjacker last time out with a 56.3, and he's got damage on at the moment. Mrs. Guesty ahead of Pat, and Pat struggling with the Subaru. Bunny, meanwhile, 45.0 for him last time. Homesick Alien is catching him. We've only got a minute to go, and Thingamajig fallen right off of that battle. 45.7, still trying to keep his tyres in there. Big Dan's too busy fighting with the champ to be able to try and gain on Thingamajig, and Thingamajig may just keep this podium yet. Wonders will never cease. Bunny crosses the line. This is surely the last lap for Bunny. Homesick Alien, this is his last chance to try and get a win. He didn't get a win in the first race. Can he get a win in the second race? Thingamajig there is clinging on to that 3rd spot, and the tyres. Oof! The car does not look happy. Big Dan is just trying to keep the champ behind him. The champ in 5th with Bazza in 6th. Koikap in 7th, Rido in 8th, Perchon 9th, Skyjacker 10th, Mrs. Guesty in 11th, Pat in 12th, and we're back to Bunny. The time has lapsed. Pat, everyone up to 8th place has already crossed the line, and Bunny then gets his win with Homesick Alien right under his chuff to give him something to think about. Thingamajig, unbelievable, in a podium. Take a boo, my son. Look at you. Big Dan seems to see dreams can happen in the VRC. Big Dan in 4th with the champ in 5th. 6th for Bazza, and Koikap bringing it on round to grab himself a solid 7th. Koikap scoring great points today. Was it 5th and a 7th? So beautiful stuff. Rido crossing the line a little earlier, getting himself 8th place, which I'm sure he'll take after that first race, just ahead of Perchon, who's one of their drivers, I guess, with the fast lane conveyors. Then we have Skyjacker, not his best race, it seems, but still all the points might mean something. Mrs. Guesty in 11th ahead of Pat, who Pat looked like as soon as he got in the lap zone, it became an absolute nightmare. But Bunny, come on. There's got to be a better camera angle, please. No, that's what you're getting. You're getting the arse end of Bunny, because everyone did in that race. So Bunny takes the win. Homesick Alien grabs himself 2nd in the Repsol Subaru, and Thingamajig, a very rare podium. Take a boo, my son. Big Dan 4th, the champ 5th, Bazza 6th, Koikap 7th, Rido in 8th, and we've done this, haven't we? I'm just wasting your time, keeping on going. So, hey, what we got in the chat? Digital Blasphemy saying, Thingy with his elbows out, lol. Oh, love it. And Ensign Hewitt saying, good morning. Good afternoon, Ensign. What whiskey was you on last night? It shifted your days. Times of day. So, yeah. Race 3. And how will this one end out? Hey. Don't look in the top corner, because top right-hand corner. It tells you the results. You don't want to know the results. It's a reverse grid. So we'll go through the grid, but it's reverse from the race before. Again, I'm going to have to pause it because and it's late evening now, so to do all this, sorry, I will get better, honestly. By round 2, I'm not making no promises. So Pat on pole, Mrs. Guesty in second, Skyjacker starting third. That's solid. That is solid. That could be a Skyjacker win. Perchon starting in fourth, Rido in fifth. I'm not going to say too much about Rido because obviously I cursed him in the last race, so Rido be hoping to start when the lights start this time, I assume. Koika, I think it was a jump start, actually. I do remember on the grid seeing him moving before the actual lights, so I think he had a jump start in the last race. So Rido in fifth, and he'll be wanting a bit of patience. Wait till all the red lights go out. Koikarp starting in sixth place with the Baz in seventh, Katola in eighth, Big Dan in ninth, Thingamajig starting in 10th, Homesick Alien in 11th, and Bunny starting 12th. Looks like Jokus never managed to come back, and Guesty, I think that must have been his wheel, died. So let's get this race underway. Looking at Pat again off of pole. He loves it. We are... Oh, another jump start there from Koikarp. I saw him moving beforehand. And Pat then into the corner first with Skyjacker following, and then we've got all sorts of gears going on here. Oh, there's a lot of cars, and Koi out onto the dust with Big Dan trying to make places up on the inside there. So is the champ, and Rido, oh, it's all over the place. Skyjacker is leading. Skyjacker's leading with Bazza in the second. Katola is up into third. Big Dan in fourth with Pat fifth. Thingamajig's clinging on there in sixth place with Bunny in seventh. Homesick Alien eighth. Mrs. Guesty 9th, Perchon in 10th spot, Koikarp 11th. We saw, I think he went 3 wide with Thingamajig and Big Dan and ended up out on the dust. Rido in 12th, and Skyjacker is the man leading the race with the Baz in second and Champ in third with Big Dan 4th, Thingamajig in 5th again. What's going on? Oh, Thingamajig kicking up some dust though. That'll give Bunny, let's go on Bunny's car. He's got Pat on his outsides. He's got Homesick behind him somewhere. Just ahead is Thingamajig and Big Dan, I believe. Oh, Thingamajig out wide, going through Graham Hill. And Pat, though, a good buffer between the two drivers. Meanwhile, Skyjacker absolutely loaded, and he's flying with Katola in second and the Baz in third. But it looks like Big Dan's going for a move on the Baz, and it's Big Dan up in front of us, you see, going ahead of Bazza, and here we go. Bunny then, he's still got the Alien behind him. We went on board because we thought there was going to be some Alien action. He's come across Pat, he's trying to find away from Pat. Pat's defensive, going into Druid. Bunny looking around the outside. We can see the action unfolding ahead of us. Pat taking a wide line out, and Pat wanting his line through Graham Hill, and he didn't check his radar because the Bunster was there. Oof. Racing room, Pat. Bless you. So Skyjacker leads the race. I didn't know that was going to happen. Oh dear. Skyjacker leads the race, but the champ is chasing him with Big Dan in third. Bazza's down to fourth, and Thingamajig is there in fifth, looming large in Bazza's non-mirrors, because these cars don't have mirrors. But yeah, Thingamajig, what's he doing? Someone tell that boy to calm down. Homesick Alien in sixth place, and again we're seeing the brothers face off. And that could be scary. With Pat in seventh and Perchon in eighth. We've got the Bunny in ninth. We saw a Bunny getting pattered earlier in the race, and Pat still ahead. Koikarp, he's chasing him down with Mrs. Guesty in 11th and Rido in 12th. Skyjacker then crosses the line to start lap 5. And we are only 3 minutes into these high-octane sprint races as the sun goes down in the distance over the Kent border. And we are here at Brands Hatch Indy in the Blighty, and no rain, as we could have easily put money on, because the randomator of GT7 is really not that random. Like the roulettes. Big Dan in a third with the Baz. Oh, the Baz has got a wobble and a wibble, and he's back on, but he's lost 2 spots to Thingamajig and Homesick Alien. Are we seeing an alliance of power from the brothers here? Thingamajig and Homesick Alien together in the race, and Big Dan though getting away, and Homesick Alien will not be wanting that. 44.6 with Thingamajig doing a 45.4, and Homesick Alien will not be wanting to do 45.4s. He did a 44.5 last time around, and it's only a matter of time until he gets behind ahead of Thingamajig in this race. Bazza then slipping down 6th, and Pat's there sniffing at his exhaust fumes in 7th, with Perchon in 8th, Bunny in 9th, Koikap in 10th, Mrs. Guesty in 11th, Rido there playing catch-up in 12th place. Catch-up. Skyjacker, meanwhile, is being caught. He's got the fastest lap of the race, but Champ is catching. It feels 44.3 from Skyjacker. That lap, he's on fire. 44.6 from Anton Poika, and Big Dan a 44.8. Thingamajig still ahead. Oh, no. We've had action. We have had action. Let's have a look. So Thingamajig, has he lost it? He's lost it. He's trying to... Oh, and yeah. Just, I think, Thingamajig losing the car. And Homesick, he had 2 choices, and he chose to go the inside, and picked up with the Thingamajig. So just a little light damage on the Alien's car. Shouldn't affect him too much. Puts him behind the Baz. He has lost a few positions. Pat's coming at him as well. Yeah, so Homesick Alien losing positions through that damage. Perchon up in 7th. Koikart now in 8th. Thingamajig still with everything damaged, trying to chug on there in 9th. Mrs. Guesty very close behind with Bunny. Oh, what's going on here? Wow, Mrs. Guesty getting a penalty. I don't think we have penalties on. So God knows what Mrs. Guesty's done, but she's ended up with a huge penalty. Thingamajig then continuing on. His car's now refixed itself, but what a shame. From 5th, was it? 4th? All the way down to 9th, and he's only got faster people behind him. So it's looking like a last place for Thingamajig on the cards. Skyjack is still holding on to that fastest lap, and still holding on to the lead from the champ. Big Dan in 3rd. He fancies a podium. He's seen Thingamajig can do it, and if Thingamajig can do it, anybody can do it. Racer Brown saying hello and good morning. How are we? And great to hear your voice. Oh, bless. I'm good, man. I'm good. I haven't been ill. I've just been really busy with work. It's been the F1 build. I've been building Alpine stuff and Williams stuff and McLaren stuff and Red Bull stuff, and it's been very busy. So I've had no time. I've been working till like 9 o'clock at night some nights. It's January, February, March madness. So Skyjacker leads from Katola. Big Dan in 3rd spot, with the Bazza in 4th. Perchon in 5th, Koikap in 6th, Thingamajig in 7th. Has he moved up a position? I don't think so. Bunny then chasing down Thingamajig with Rido in 8th. Oh, Homesick. Homesick's dropped back for some reason. My word. And Pat. Oh, is there a coming together with Pat and Homesick? This is not a great weekend for Homesick Alien. I've never seen many sprint variants where Homesick is not at least in the winning circle at least once. But so far we've had Bunny, Anton Poika, is it, and Skyjacker looking like a win, although Anton Poika could be doing the double. Big Dan, I don't think anyone's fussing Big Dan there for his podium. This is going to be a steady drive for Big Dan. Bazza there in 4th, Perchon up into 5th. Great drive there for the Fast Lane Conveyors team. Koikap having a fantastic drive again in 6th place, getting a good haul of points in this round. Thingamajig in 7th, and can he keep it from the Bunster? Let's have a look. We'll sit on board with the Bunny, because it should be a slam dunk for the Bunster to get past this guy. Digital Blasphemy saying it only rains 8% of the time in the UK. Not that you'd know it. That's really surprising. Oh no, what happened to Bunny? Did he crash into Thingamajig? No. Sorry, you guys seen it. I didn't. I was reading the comments. So, Bunny chasing down Thingamajig. Little wiggle from Thingamajig. Oh, it's cruel. It's a cruel, cruel game. That was barely anything, and look at the control you get afterwards. Absolutely nothing. Oh, well, I'm pleased it was not me. It wasn't Thingamajig. I don't know who Thingamajig is. It's not me. But Thingamajig then, safe from the bunster, from Bunny. He's not going to be a problem now, but the younger variant of himself is, because it's Rito, his son. So, watch out, Thingamajig. Bunny there in 9th, though he didn't drop too far, and Homesick Alien there in 10th, with Pat in 11th, and Mrs. Guesty, elbows out, is giving Pat what for. I think she's finished ahead of Pat in every race so far, so Pat will be trying his hardest to stay ahead of the delightful, delectable, lovely Mrs. Guesty. Oh, a little knock on the back end there just to say hello, a little love nudge. Is there anything Mr. Guesty's got to be worried about here? As these two battle it out, and Mrs. Guesty going for the line underneath. Pat going out wide, and side by side going down to Graham Hill. And it's tight stuff, but a bit of racing room respect given there between the two. But it looks like Mrs. Guesty coming out on top in the punch monster. And Pat then looking to get by again. Skyjacker still leads from Anton Poika, with Big Dan in 3rd. But we're having a lovely battle down here between Pat and Mrs. Guesty. But Mrs. Guesty looks like the business is done, and now she's going to wash her hands of Pat's and rinse those lap times. Sexist, don't you see? I said rinse and wash, and she's a lady. And yeah. They were clever. That was a clever one. That was. I felt like I needed to explain it because it was a little too clever. Anton Poika was out there. Yeah, I don't usually do clever stuff, that's all, so I don't want you to miss it. So Anton Poika out there is leading. Oh, he's leading. He got Skyjacker. Sorry, guys. I was so in awe of myself for coming out with a very clever wordplay joke that I missed the whole lead taking over business. But it was inevitable because, you know, he's the champ. So a Skyjacker then in 2nd, 46.8. It looks like it was a 46.0. Where are we? We're 10 minutes. We've still got 5 minutes. It's not over. Skyjacker can come back once again, although Big Dan looks like a threat to Skyjacker's 2nd place right now. Bazza in 4th. He has had a solid weekend, it has to be said. Lost a couple of places through no fault of his own in the last race, but other than that, he's been getting some good points. Koikarp in 5th place. Again, another one grabbing good points through this round. Perchon in 6th, Thingamajig in 7th, and his tyre woes just have not gone away. Look at that. And Rito trying to defend from the Alien, and trying he does because the Alien is still behind him. But he's coming back at him again. This is all helping Thingamajig, who is having torrid times in that car at the moment. 45.5. He's managing to stay in the 45s. I do remember of the evening, the car just didn't feel like it wanted to turn in on the last race. Understeer City. It was awful. It really was. Horrible drive, but I'm surprised at the times. But Perchon, 45.3. He's behind the Koi. Those guys' tyres, not an issue whatsoever. And not the woes that Thingamajig seems to be getting. So Rito in 8th, still ahead. Oh, Bunny's got himself ahead of the Alien, but the Alien's coming back in Druids, and he's boxed in again. Have I picked the first race by accident again or something? Oh no, wouldn't that be hilarious that I've just commentated on race 1, race 2, and then race 1 again, and not even realised? No, it weren't, because Pat was on pole. The grid was right. But I'm sure that happened in the first race. I'm sure Homesick Alien was getting boxed in by Rito and Bunny last time. Oh, and Bunny nearly giving Rito a little tailspin there, but this is all very good for Thingamajig, really. He's maintaining that 7th spot. I don't think he's got the pace to go ahead. Oh, he's just gone into the... Oh, he survived it. Bloody hell. He hasn't got the pace to go and attack Perchon and Koi unless these two get themselves into a little battle. Then that might pay into his hands. Big Dan at the moment, 45.1. He is catching Skyjacker. Skyjacker is like Thingamajig, suffering with that front wear. Big Dan seems to be having it a little bit in this race as well. Katola or Anton Poika or the champ is doing a fine, sturdy job up there in the lead, looking for his second victory already this season. And Skyjacker wants to be the fly in that ointment, with Big Dan giving Skyjacker something to think about. Bazza there in 4th place, ahead of Coy. 45.4 from Coy last time around. Bazza at 45.8, so a little faster from Coy. Perchon at 45.7. Thingamajig at 46.9. Oof. He's going to lose that to Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien closing in rather swiftly on Thingamajig with a 46.0. So even Homesick struggling for grip, maybe, or just racing with the fast lane conveyor boys. Mrs. Guesty is giving Bunny something to think about. She is right there on his taint. Pat in 12th, with the leader just coming up behind him to put a lap as we go into the last minute of this third and final sprint race of round 1 of the WRX Challenge Season 6. It's good to have it back, innit? It's good to be back, and it's good to have it back. And it wasn't that messy, was it? You'll have to give me a review on Yelp and tell me how badly it was compared to the old. I did do a very clever sexist joke worded in a way of racing, so you know that's got to get me 1 star extra, surely. So Katola then, the finish, the flying fin, showing why he is the flying fin. He's carrying the number number on the car, as he is numero uno. And Katola and Tom Poika, whatever his name is coming around to take the flag. Whoop, whoop. There he goes. Beautiful stuff. Great win. Skyjacker grabs a great second with Big Dan right up his chuff for a podium. Take a boo, my son. Bazza comes around for another solid points haul in 4th place. Best of the rest. What more can you say? The Belgian bullet is moving. And Koikap again, good points with Perchon in 6th. Homesick did get that bloody point off of Thingamajig, the annoying git, and Thingamajig gets 8th, with Rido coming home in 9th spot. Bunny getting himself a mediocre 10th, I imagine. He won the race before, didn't he? And Mrs. Guesty 11th, doing the triple against Pat, as Pat struggled with the Subaru. So another win for the reigning champ, and that is definitely going to put him at the top of the championship, I'm sure, when it's released. And I'll read that to you beginning of the next stream for round 2. Skyjacker, a solid 3rd spot there, 2nd spot, sorry, I'm taking a spot away from him. And Big Dan getting a podium. Beautiful stuff, beautiful set of races, it has to be said. Bazza in 4th, Koikap great in 5th, Perchon in 6th. There was them 3 had a lovely battle, didn't they? Perchon, Bazza, Koi, and Homesick didn't quite get to catch them because he had to deal with Thingamajig. And Rido in 9th, Bunny in 10th, Mrs. Guesty in 11th, Pat in 12th. I've got to find something that's in focus. None of them seem to be in focus, do they?
My usual Brands Hatch performance, at least I was consistently 12th. So,
in the chat, Digital Blasphemy saying tyres don't work well on the green stuff. They do not. Digital Blasphemy also saying this is better than the Borefest that is modern F1. Oh, bless you. And Pat saying my usual Brands Hatch performance, at least I was consistently 12th. You finished ahead of Guesty and Joker, so, I mean, small things, Pat. You've got to take small things. Small victories is the only way forward. So that was us here at the Virtual Racers Club. Don't call it a comeback. We were here all along. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Toby Larone. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, hit like, subscribe, take a wank, and do whatever it needs that YouTube likes. And take one thing from this this stream when you walk away. Peace and love. Peace and love.